Okay, welcome back to another astonishing episode of the Scoreboard Addicts podcast. From the rugged lands of Shaolin, Wu-Tang Clan strikes again. Here we are. I'm Nick. That's TJ. That is Anthony the Rook. And we're back again for another great episode. As always, how are we doing today? It's a sad day, I know.
Not too good, Nick. Not too good.
Not too good. All right, well, let's get rolling into it. Let's get into it real quick. Goodbye to the 2021 New York Yankees and their disappointing season. I think we all kind of saw it coming. I actually called it back in July. I said the Yankees won't make the playoffs. Anybody that watches the game of baseball knows that one game wild card bullshit is not the playoffs. It is not the playoffs. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Wrong.
Baseball is predicated on series. You don't play one game anything. This isn't the NFL. All right. It's not the playoffs. It's a money grab. It's a cash grab that the MLB created to prolong the season without having to argue with the Players Association about playing too many more games. And also by trying to get bum fucking teams involved in the playoffs. The Yankees really had no business, and the Red Sox really have no business in the playoffs. They both fucking suck. So, I mean, all it did was prolong. If this was 20 years ago, it would have just prolonged the Twins getting their asses beat by the Yankees. That's all that would have ever done. So, I mean, let's talk about what happened to the 2021 New York Yankees and why they are so trash and need to have a big change in a lot. Go ahead, T. You look like you got something to say.
Yeah, TJ looks mad.
How can you not be mad?
Wow, and then he throws the fucking Bryson DeChambeau eye roll.
No, the Brooks Koepka.
No, I'm saying it was at.
Oh, yeah.
It was at.
How can you not be mad with you got Garrett Cole? I don't want to hear about his fucking hamstring. Okay, you're getting paid big time money. You're supposed to show up in big games because that's what you get paid for. I don't give a shit what this guy did all regular season long because it doesn't matter fucking diddly squat. Okay, I don't give a flying fuck about Cy Young. All right, I want to get deep in the playoffs. I want a World Series. I want a championship. And that outing was abysmal. Okay, he didn't have his stuff, whatever, and people make excuses. Oh well, sometimes pitchers don't have their stuff. You're getting paid big time money. You're in a big time game, do or die. You show the fuck up. I don't care if that guy had to shove spider tack up his asshole and just act like he had an itchy ass all game and scratch at it to load up the ball. He should have done something because he did not show up at all. Okay, and that lineup, I mean, Jesus. I hate the fact that you're paying players or we have nobody else to put there. Brett Gardner shouldn't have been in this fucking game. He shouldn't have been on the team halfway through the season. The guy has nothing left in the tank. I don't want to hear what he brings to the locker room and the leadership. It obviously doesn't mean diddly squat. It means nothing, okay? Joey Gallo, I don't care about the couple home runs he fucking hit. I don't care about his OPS. It means absolutely nothing when the guy is just a net negative every time he steps to the plate, okay? And how many times you have to say it, the most exciting part of the season was when they were bringing people up. When they were bringing people up to play for hurt players that are getting paid about 40 times what they're getting paid with their minor league contract. And they're showing up and they're playing small ball. They're hitting and running. They're stealing bases. It's basic shit. I mean, you can get your ass beat by Tampa Bay over and over and over again, and their payroll is peanuts compared to yours. When are they going to fucking wake up and realize that sabermetrics doesn't mean shit, that paying the big-time player doesn't mean shit, and that stacking a lineup with do-or-die all or nothing players that you either hit a home run or you strike out or pop out, it doesn't fucking work. And every single fan can see it, but the the Yankees front office is just sitting there like, oh, well, you know, we have the talent. Clearly you don't. You have a fucking payroll. That's what you have. You have a fucking payroll.
Well, actually, the idea of the payroll being very large is actually a misnomer. Their payroll is actually under 160 million.
It's not 70 million.
Say again?
It's not 70 million.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is three players make up over half of that. Yeah. The rest of the team, if you took the rest of the remainder of whatever the salary is, if you remove LeMahieu, Stanton, and Cole, if you remove those three, their payroll is about 80 million. Everybody gets paid about $4 million a year. Nobody's making big money. No, the only people making big money on the Yankees right now are Chapman, Cole, LeMahieu, and Stanton. That's it. Everybody else is making either the league minimum or they're in salary arbitration making under 10 million. So nobody's making big money on that team. So this concept that everybody keeps having about, Hal Steinbrenner's investing. They have the third highest payroll. The third highest payroll, that's 50% of it is three guys. So you really haven't invested dick. You invested in three guys. That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody else is on a very team friendly deal. So where is all this investment coming from? Long story short is Hal Steinbrenner is not his father. And the only way we as fans are going to see a change in the way the Yankees do business right now is if we just stop watching games, because he's going to continue to small ball us as if the Yankees are the Tampa Bay Rays looking for bargain basement deals until he starts losing money on the team and either has to sell the franchise or realizes that the only way to make people watch the games is to win fucking champions. Because I got to say, after yesterday, I'm sitting there going, it's been really hard to be a fucking fan of any sports team in New York for the last 6 to 10 years. It's been very, very difficult.
I think we can all come to an agreement that Garrett Cole does not get a personal catcher. Okay. Because I'm not saying
he never should have. When you're getting paid that much money, you should be able to pitch to a fucking mannequin sitting on a bucket.
Listen, I'm not saying no. As somebody that pitched and you pitched, Nick, I get you're more comfortable with certain people and how certain people call games. That's all well and good, but I'm not saying that Gary Sanchez is the second coming of Christ. Okay, but how do you not have him in that lineup? How do you have there who has come up with big hits sporadically sprinkled?
I read David Cohn's book. All right, and I love David Cohn. I think he's a great baseball mind. But like all pitchers, the gist of his book was, I'm the greatest pitcher in the world. Every time I didn't pitch well, it wasn't my fault. And that's every pitcher in baseball. It's because I didn't like the catcher because his middle finger was the same length as his index finger, or the fucking wind was breezy on the wrong way, or my nutsack was sticking to my thigh, or whatever fucking bullshit reason they can make up in their head for why they can't achieve their fucking job, why they can't do their job at a professional fucking level. Pitchers make excuses for why they can't achieve. That's just it. They're going to blame it. It's never their fault. They are in their minds, they are the greatest pitchers ever. It's every reason in the sun for why they don't have it until they're like, yeah, I didn't have good stuff, but I gutted it out because I found that extra gear. If they don't find that extra gear, however, it's not their fault. It's every reason under the sun. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, in the other than basketball players, pitchers are the most bitchy. And Tom Brady, pitchers are the most bitchy fucking position in sports. They're going to make the most excuses for why they can't achieve at a high level. Basically, whenever a pitcher pitches poorly, he does the Tom Brady, I'm asking for a flag bullshit.
You know what? Speaking about excuses, why is the New York media just stuffed with fucking excuses for Aaron Boone? They're congratulating the guy when he pulls Cole out, like, oh, that was a tough decision. No. Were you watching the game? Did you see how he was pitching? It's not a tough decision.
He had no control whatsoever. None.
It was awful. It's an easy decision. Like they want to congratulate this guy because he has a second grade knowledge of baseball and goes, okay, well, here's our starters. Anybody could make that lineup that he makes every night. Okay. I want a manager. I want somebody old school. I want somebody that's going to light a fire under their asses. And I want somebody who's going to hold people accountable, regardless of if they're a star or not, regardless if they're a superstar on the team or not. Okay. And I want to see actual baseball fucking maneuvers. I want to see stealing. I want to see hit and runs. I want to see getting under a team's skin and playing against their weakness. And he doesn't do any of that. He sets a basic lineup, and I'm sick of that basic lineup. Sabermetrics says this bullshit. Played out. It's not exciting. Watching the Yankees this season, other than that 13 winning win streak, was boring.
Sabermetrics doesn't work. The long and short of it, sabermetrics doesn't work. Show me the team that uses sabermetrics that won the World Series.
Yeah, the Rays haven't. Neither have the A's. So anyway, let me get into my mind.
Oh, Rook, you were here?
The 2021 New York Yankees. It's sad to see you go, yes, because I love the Yankees, but it was fucking miserable knowing. It was like the ups and downs, the highs and the lows. It's like dealing with a bipolar person. It was the highs were high and the lows were low. It was that 13-game run of being like, this team can't fucking lose, to being like they just lost 9 and 11 and they're basically back into where they were out of the playoffs. And it's like, this sucks again. I don't think they can win a game ever again. And it's like, it's just brutal from the beginning of the season, losing the home opener. I mean, just everything just it wasn't fun this year, except for, like TJ said, that break where the main guys were hurt and we had to call all these minors up. Like
Greg Allen had a great year and we sacrificed Greg Allen for the greater good of Brett Gardner.
And Brett Gardner is gone. Thank you for your service, Brett Gardner, for the New York Yankees. But you're gone, bro. You got to be done. It's what veteran presence did he bring last night?
Listen,
wait, Nick, I'm not done. We had the 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts to the plate last night in a wild card game. And then we have the play in the outfield where it goes off the wall. He throws it in, and it looks like it's going to be close, but then you realize it's Brett Gardner throwing the fucking ball, and it's not even near there. And if it was anyone else throwing that ball, if he had a center fielder who had an actual arm, it's a close play at second base, and that changes the game. I mean, it just every little thing is about this team frustrating me. Last night, I'm watching the game. If it wasn't Rizzo, Judge, or Stanton up, I didn't want to watch the at-bats. There was one hit between 4 through 9. You're not going to win a championship with people like – and no offense. And, like, I think Gio's the one who got a hit out of those guys, and it was –
Gio was visibly hurt. So a lot of props.
He definitely
was. A lot of props that he hustled one out, and he got to first base, and you could
that's what I'm trying to say. The only hit that was in between those guys was Gio, who's hurt, running down the base, running out an infield hit. It's frustrating. It sucks. I was miserable yesterday. I'm a little bit better now, but it's one of those things where it was frustrating. And, it was better off losing that game. If they somehow won that game and we had to watch them get blown out the next 3 games, I would have been just as fucking miserable. So peel the Band-Aid off. Yankee season's dead and gone. Look forward to 2022. See some changes. Like, I'm with TJ on this. But I do want one thing I will say before I let you talk, Nick, is I want Anthony Rizzo back.
Everybody wants Anthony Rizzo back. And that's something that the Yankees are missing. He's a baseball player. He's a grinded-out, hard-nosed baseball player. And the Yankees don't seem to have that. They have massive talent.
Get a hit.
Yes.
Good. I mean, he's a great first baseman, too. No offense to Luke Voit.
Plenty of offense to Luke Voit. Anthony Rizzo's a platinum glove winner. All right. Luke Voit can hit sometimes when he's healthy. Anthony Rizzo can play first base. So Luke Voit doesn't have to be a first baseman because he's garbage at no matter what position he plays. So what difference does it make? He could be a garbage catcher. He could be a garbage right fielder. He could be a garbage first baseman, a garbage third baseman, a garbage shortstop. Doesn't make a difference. He doesn't play defense well no matter what he does. So plenty of offense to Luke Voit. You're not as good as a first baseman as Anthony Rizzo. You might be a comparable or even better hitter, but you're not a better first baseman, period. I mean, I'm not being offensive. I mean, I'm not intending to be offensive, but it's not comparable. He is a platinum glove winner. That means he was the best fielder in the game of baseball in his league.
Yeah.
Out of all the fielders.
Boomer and Carlton this morning? Not Boomer, Boomer and Gio, sorry. Living in the heyday. So they played a clip of Aaron Judge, pretty much singing Aaron Boone praises, saying, he holds people accountable. He's a great manager, blah, 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 blah. He does the right thing. And Boomer Esiason used that as like, you see, it's not on Aaron Boone, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like any 5-year-old would know you're not going to shit on the person that may be running the team next year.
Yeah.
What's he going to do? It's not like Boone got fired this morning and they're asking Aaron Judge how he felt about him. And he can actually air out maybe a little bit of how he really feels about him. Not that he would. But you're using a guy that's going to probably have to play for this guy next year and using that as, he was saying good things about him. What else is he going to do? Well, this guy fucking sucks.
That's every job, right? Like there's people that I work with that are completely incompetent, but they're nice guys. I would never want to publicly hurt their feelings and be like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy?
You're not going to air their shit out because that's not what men do.
I mean, I like them as people. I don't want to hurt their feelings. I might pull them to the side and be like, listen, you need to step your game up, but I'm not going to put them on blast in front of the world and God. It's unprofessional. I'm not going to talk about the Yankees, honestly, guys. They're such a disgusting franchise right now. I hate their owner. Hal Steinbrenner is a disgrace to his family. I wish he would have died instead of Hank. Yeah, I fucking said it. I don't give a fuck. I'll go fucking straight for the fucking jugular around here. I'm tired of sabermetrics. I beat that fucking horse all fucking season. I hate sabermetrics. It is a fucking farce. Math does not compute for feeling, and there's a lot of feeling involved in baseball. A fastball, right? Because sabermetrics will sit there and tell you, don't throw a fastball to this hitter. There's a difference between a fastball between Mike Messina and fucking Nolan Ryan. So to sit there and try to compare one guy's fastball to another guy's fastball and say they are the same is fucking bullshit, okay? It just fucking is. You can't sit there and make a comparison like that. But sabermetrics doesn't draw a difference between the two. I'll give you a great example of sabermetrics, right? Do strikeouts mean anything to batters in sabermetrics? No, right? They don't give a fuck. A strikeout is an out. It doesn't make a difference, right? A double play is worse than a strikeout, right?
Right.
If a pitcher leads the league in strikeouts, does he get a bigger paycheck?
Yes, he does.
Why? Strikeouts don't mean dick. Striking out a batter today is not like striking out a batter 25 years ago. 25 years ago, you didn't have 5 guys in the league with 200 strikeouts. Now you do. Now everybody has. I think if I remember right, I can't remember which batter it was, but he had more. I think it was Barry Bonds had more walks than strikeouts in 2003. All right. That would never, ever, ever happen because they don't give a fuck. So it's clearly sabermetrics is skewed because they still hold strikeouts as a part of a sabermetric. But again, that's math. I can take the 10 greatest players in the game right now with the eye test, right? Grab any one of their numbers, add them together, create a new sabermetric and go, see, this is the mark of greatness. This bullshit number I came up with. It's bullshit. The eye test doesn't fail. 9 times out of 10, the top 10 players in the league are fucking eye test heroes, but maybe not sabermetrics hero, right? So I'm not going to talk about the Yankees. I'm done with it. I don't want to talk about them. They fucking don't deserve my time or my energy. I honestly don't feel like Cashman is the biggest problem. I think that Hal Steinbrenner is a bigger problem.
Yeah.
I feel like people like Greg Allen got sent down to the minors because Brett Gardner made $4 million this year, and Hal Steinbrenner wasn't going to have it that he's paying a guy $4 million to sit at home if they cut his ass. That's what it came down to.
Great.
I invested $4 million in this guy. I'm not going to let him just take that money and walk away because baseball contracts are guaranteed. But I'm done talking about the Yankees.
I'll leave it. I'll leave it with this. There's 3 people I want to see gone in this offseason. Brett Gardner, number 1. Aaron Boone, number 2.
Bring in Showalter.
And fucking John Sterling. I'm so sick of this motherfucker. I'm so sick.
Did you hear the call
Sterling.
Last night?
Yes. I'm so sick of this guy.
He's got to be going blind or something.
Dude, just fucking stop.
Vasgersian did the same thing.
No, he didn't. Vasgersian did not call it a home run. He was like, it could be gone. It hits the wall. Sterling was like, it is gone.
Sterling was fucking acting like this guy was trotting around the bases. He was in the stadium, and for 10 seconds, he thinks it's a home run. When clearly, you have Stanton standing on first looking up, and I'm like, the fuck are you talking about, buddy?
Wait. What did I miss?
Dude, it's embarrassing, and I hate how Yankee fans love this man. Like he's Bob fucking Shepard. He's not Bob Shepard. I don't care. He's been there for so long.
He's got a great voice.
Yeah. He does have a great voice.
He has a great voice, but everything he has to say about baseball is trash. And then Susan Waldman is even worse because she has a terrible voice and she doesn't know dick about baseball. They both can fucking go. Put Meredith Marakovitz on the fucking radio. I'll listen to that all day long. The only thing that's sad about it is I won't be able to see her beautiful face. But we move on. We're done with the fucking Yankees. I'm fucking done with them. All right.
So let's get right into playoffs.
MLB playoffs. Let's talk about it.
What we liking coming out of this first round?
So I'm gonna go with my same pick. My bold prediction was the Brewers going the whole way. Still back in the Brewer crew. Taking Milwaukee. I do like, and I'll tell you the reason why. I like their pitching. I think their pitching, the three pitchers are great ERAs. Granted, I mean they were in that kind of a weak NL Central, but I still think those guys are still gonna get it. Obviously, I think you get worried about their offense, but I think pitching wins championships, and those three guys. I mean, obviously, you're worried about their bullpen. They lost Devin Williams, right? Was that his name?
Yeah.
I punched the wall. He's angry and
drunk. Fit of joy.
I've been there before. I never broke my hand though.
That's right. You broke your razor. Actually, it didn't break. You just threw it against an elevator and it survived.
It survived. I didn't break my razor, but
back when phones could survive a fucking impact with an elevator door.
Yeah, if I threw my iPhone like that now, it'd probably be shattered in pieces.
It would have shattered in midair before it hit anything.
Yeah, but I'm still staying with the Brew Crew. I think right now, right now, I don't know if you guys are watching, but I'm watching the Dodgers Cardinals. I feel like the Cardinals have to pull this one. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much I think Brew Crew over.
Who do you think who's going to the series against the Crew?
I think I'm gonna go with the Rays.
Yeah,
I think the Rays come out. I like Chicago to beat Houston. Now Rays, Red Sox, and I like the Rays. They're a good balance all around team. Kevin Cash does a good job managing that team, and I think between the pitching, the way they manage the bullpen, they matchups, they're better with analytics than the Yankees are, like 1,000 times better.
Well, it's a healthy mix. They use the eye test and then analytics to amplify the eye test.
Yeah, and I like that.
What you don't want to do is you don't want to take away what somebody does good to solely throw analytics on them. You want to take what they do good and then go, hey, add this to the mix. You don't want to say this is the only mix. You want to say, hey, add this to them.
And I like that they had the AL East wrapped up, but they gave the Yankees a really tough time this weekend. Like they went full throttle. They weren't going to take their foot off the gas. Everybody was playing. They had the pitchers come in. I mean, the Yankee game where they won 1-0. That was a great game. The day before they won 12-2. I think they weren't going to rest it. They were going to keep the team going, get everybody their reps in. I think they're good going into the playoffs, and I think they'll continue that success that they've had all year and last year, obviously too, because they lost last year to the Dodgers.
What do you think, T? Who's your playoff pick?
I mean, I think the Rays get through. Fuck the Red Sox. Fuck Alex Cora. Okay, he's a dirty cheater. End of story. He was 100% part of that Houston debacle. So I want to see them losing 4.
Yeah. You got them winning the series.
Honestly, I think a good World Series matchup is Rays and Giants. That would be my pick for the World Series. But I like what Atlanta did. I like how they clawed back in that shitty division. Do I think they're going to beat the Brewers? No. Do I think they're going to make it interesting? Yes. I hope the White Sox tear through Houston just because the obvious. Fuck them. They're dirty cheaters. Let that one tainted fucking World Series be the only thing I see the rest of my lifetime. Yeah. And we can remind those half fucking bullshit fair weather fans that they have down there that their one thing is an asterisk. End of story.
You mean the guys who don't know who Bagwell, Berkman, and Biggio are?
Exactly. But I think if I had to bet it, I would think Tampa and the Giants. And I think that shapes up for a great, very watchable World Series.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go White Sox and Giants. I don't know why, but after that Field of Dreams game, the White Sox have pretty decent pitching. But they have a lot of fire. They have a lot of explosive players, young explosive players. They do a lot of things well. They run very well.
They check a lot of boxes.
Yeah, they check. There it is.
They're a well-rounded baseball team.
And then the other thing is, it's October. If they make it to the ALCS, whoever plays against them has to play October baseball in Chicago. It's fucking cold.
Yep.
I mean, the Northeast, we get cold up here. Chicago's got that lake effect fucking freeze.
Yep.
If the Rays have to go out that way, they're going to freeze their balls up.
Mm-hmm. Rays have home field advantage all throughout. So.
Yeah, I understand, but you still have – this isn't football. You still got to go to
I know.
So in actuality, the White Sox would just have to go to Tampa Bay.
Win one.
With a third of a third of the stadium filled because there are no Rays fans and Yankee fans aren't going to go watch the White Sox play, and win one game in the Trop and then go back to Chi-Town and win their 3 games over there. So I think it's going to be the Sox and the Giants. Giants are really impressive this year. I can't say enough about them. Very impressed by the entire.
I would actually like to see the Dodgers come out of this just to see a 5-game set of the Giants versus Dodgers.
I get nervous about that. Do you know how many bodies are going to be found? Giants fans and Dodgers fans love to murder each other. It's fucking crazy. It's like the Bloods and the Crips. It's crazy. Jeez. It is, man. Like every time they get together, somebody's getting murdered in LA.
Someone's getting beat up. Someone's getting.
Yeah, it's pretty vicious.
The only thing it sucks if you think about it, like me and T both like the Rays, but like, God damn it, having the World Series in the fucking Trop.
It's a disgrace to baseball. Horrible. I can't wait till that team moves to someplace else.
We got lucky last year because of COVID. They did it in the new Texas Ranger Stadium. I forgot what it's called, but they were in Arlington the whole 7 games.
It's called Globe Life or something like that.
Globe Life, yeah, Globe Life.
Nice
and
stadium.
they thought we didn't have to worry about the fucking Trop in the World Series. Someone hitting a bomb and hits up a catwalk and it gets becomes an out.
You know what the sad part is? If the Rays are in the World Series, a lot of people just won't watch. And the Rays getting to the World Series is not fostering the sport. People don't give a fuck. Even people that live in Tampa don't give a fuck. So, like you want your team that is in the championship to be from a town that people actually like. We're talking about stuff. Whenever LA or New York or Boston, we're not talking about a good competitive matchup. We're talking about a matchup where people get involved. Even if
you said though, Nick, the White Sox versus the Giants would be
good. That's I'm paying attention to that.
Yeah, people will love that. I think people watch.
So I think we talked enough about the MLB. Let's move on to the NHL. Obviously, still preseason. The opening games kick off next Wednesday with the New York Rangers. So let's talk about what's going on in the NHL this week. We saw a little bit of an unfortunate situation tonight with the New York Rangers, with Reeves getting carried off the ice with an impact with Subban tonight.
What's the impact?
A little dirty shot. A little dirty shot by Subban.
Subban in a preseason game, dude. Come on, get the fuck.
Oh, he's gonna catch some fists. That's for shit sure.
Well, Kreider already went after him and tried to beat him up.
But that's Kreider. I mean, watch what happens when Reeves goes after him.
Oh, when he comes back and they
100%. But this may have dicked us against the Reeves Tom Wilson showdown, which would have been the opening game October 13th, Wednesday.
Yeah.
I hope Reeves is okay, and I hope he comes back soon. If he's not ready, I hope they don't force it. But we want to see those fists being thrown, baby.
He'll have plenty of opportunities against Tom Wilson.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But the Rangers, they're hot and cold in the preseason, which isn't terrible. You're trying to figure things out. Some of the lines look really good. I think the bread and butter line looks good. Kakko looks great in the preseason. but I mean, which means nothing, right? Batting practice, fucking hero.
Yeah. Well, they beat the Devils today.
But yes, Kravtsov's injured a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of a concern for us. What else do you guys think about going into this NHL season?
I'm actually happy it's Zibanejad back, and I think he'll play a little better. Last year he had the COVID. I think he had like, I don't know, some side effects from it, maybe lethargic from it, from I guess having the quarantine for 14 days. But I think seeing him coming back is good. But I mean, that's a Ranger-centric one. What I'm really excited about this year for the NHL is that they have the games on TNT, ESPN, and I think TBS as well. Or
yeah, the NHL's coming back, man.
I think it's going to be good for them to grow the game. And I was looking at the schedules coming up, and a lot of the games are going to be on ESPN Plus, which is cool because you used to be only able to watch the games in like NHL, buy the package on the TV or on the streaming service. Now you can just have ESPN Plus and you can watch literally almost NHL game. I think it's really good for them.
It's better than the glowing puck on Fox.
Yeah, and then plus the Olympics this year. The players allowed to play in the Olympics again. They didn't do it 4 years ago, but that's back, and that always helps out because a lot of people like the Olympics. They like watching. They'll see these guys play. Oh, this guy plays locally for mine. He played great. For my team, he played locally, like, he played in Sweden, and it's like I love watching him. Or he played for the U.S., and this guy's on this team. I'm going to start following. That always helps out the NHL as well once the Olympics.
Who do you play for? The United States of America.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah, I think if the Rangers can get their shit together and can play as a team and put the effort in, I mean, the Northeast is you got an old Pittsburgh Penguins, okay? You got an older Capitals team. You got the Devils that don't seem to be going anywhere. I mean, the Islanders are the real thing you got to worry about, and the Islanders
too, a little bit.
The Bruins, yes, but not as much as they used to be.
No, not as much as they used
They're
to.
Not a force to be reckoned with like they used to be. I think as far as the division goes, it's a pretty even spread division. And I think obviously
except for the Devils.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I think the upper hand is
the Devils are the Orioles of the Metro.
Right now, yeah. But I think the upper hand is to the Islanders. They're going to be the favorite to come out of there. But I think if the Rangers can get something going, they could make some moves and be right in there. And that's what I want to see. That's what all us fans want to see. And you know what? If that happens with the team that they have and the youth that they have, they could be good for a long time.
So I don't know if you guys saw, but apparently Gallant's going to be naming a captain sometime in the next week. I don't know if you guys saw that. Any bets on who's going to be named?
I would just like Panarin just because I think he's just such an electric player, but I don't think they're going to give it to him.
All right.
But that's who I like for it. I don't know.
TJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know how Panarin is in the locker room. Yeah, Talent-wise, it'd be the obvious choice. That's the one thing with the NHL, you really don't know how people are in the locker room. And I think Kreider has the fire, but
I think he's respected in the locker room too. But
yeah, I agree.
I don't think he's a leadership though. I feel like he's not like a leader.
Yeah, but
I think he is. Look what he did tonight.
He always answers the bell and he always gets involved. So that's what I like about Kreider. He's got the grit in his gut. You know what I mean? And he's been there a while. I could see him getting named captain.
I could see Adam Fox.
I like Fox as well.
I like Adam Fox a lot. I my girlfriend wanted me a little fox stuffed animal in Coney Island. I named him Adam. He sits in my living room.
Fox.
I have an Adam Fox, but I like Adam Fox. But I do think it's going to be Kreider.
This is probably a dumb question, but they haven't had a captain since McDonough, right?
No, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
They only had they only were the A's. I think they gave Zibanejad the A last year, didn't they?
Yeah,
they did.
Maybe
I think Zibanejad last year was hurt because of without a preseason. It was like we spoke about it last week. The season started very abruptly. It was very like, all right, we're playing tomorrow, boys, and it was like, what the fuck? Okay, I guess. And it took him, a month to get hot. But by that point, it was a third of the season was gone already.
Yeah, and then they also had the shortened season because of COVID, and then
right.
I don't know. Last year was weird with all the divisions too. The Rangers probably should have made the playoffs with the points if it wasn't for the weird divisions and the Canada division, which bullshit. So yeah,
I think we're gonna have a much better season for us blue shirt fans, and that's a good thing.
I think we're gonna enjoy it. Also, Joe Sokoa of Sokoa Media is doing a raffle, $50. You get 2 Rangers tickets, 200 level center ice. If you're interested, $50 raising money for breast.
That's great. Thank you very much, Joe Sokoa, our dear friend over there at Sokoa Media. That's always a great cause to donate to and definitely give back.
Yep.
Moving into the NFL, week 5, let's talk about what happened in week 4. All right. For a change, I don't have to be ashamed to wear these colors.
Nah.
For a change, I can come out and I can wear a Jets jersey and I don't have to feel just broken inside.
It looks bright. With Elroy Jetson.
Elroy Jetson. I swear to God, Zach Wilson looks like Elroy Jetson. He really does. I saw a lot of good stuff from him last week. He had a turnover, he had an interception, and on paper it looks like shit. The receiver fell down. I feel like that shit shouldn't count against like tip balls and your receiver falling down on a route should never count against the quarterback. It's not his fucking fault. No. Like it's a timing play. He's throwing the route. The guy drops off the route. Like that's not his fault. It is what it is. He made some amazing deep ball passes, 53 yards for a touchdown. I really didn't think that was the direction on the field, him pointing downfield like, hey, motherfucker, catch it.
I actually love that. I love that.
I loved it. That's old school shit. No, that's Favre shit. Keep going. Fuck it. I got arm for days, baby. Yeah. I got arm for days.
It just goes to show you what happens when he can hit a receiver that has some kind of separation, which there's been nobody getting separation the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So, that could be the Jets playbook.
I felt this week they actually played more to his strengths of rolling out. He's mobile. He can throw on the move. He's got a strong arm. What I've noticed he struggles with is throwing to the right as he's moving to the right. And when I say moving, I don't mean rolling out. I mean, he moves to his right, stops stationary. And for whatever reason, he continuously underthrows that short side pass to the sticks. He's done it about 3 times in the last 2 weeks, and 2 of them were turnover. I don't know if you noticed that. He keeps underthrowing that right side sticks guy. Like the guy will run like a flag route.
Right.
And he'll do like a flag. He might be his third read, gets there, and he'll throw it 5 yards short. I don't know what's going on with that throw. I know he's got an arm to do it. I don't know why he's babying that toss, but because honestly, if you throw it too hard, it's out of bounds. Who gives a shit? You don't want to underthrow it and get your receiver lit up on trying to get to that ball, or B, throw it to a defender. So I don't know what's going on with that pass, but maybe stop throwing that pass.
You know what, that and a few times, even for completions, his throws coming across the middle seem to be a little behind.
So the reason he's doing that is because he's throwing away from the defender. There's always a defender in front of the receiver for some fucking reason. I don't know where the receivers are running. I don't know if they're looking at that offense and predicting where they're going to be, but for some reason, there's always a defender directly in front of the receiver. And the receiver's open, but only on his backside. So he's got to throw it a little bit behind. Again, a lot of these are timing routes. The offense is predicated on timing routes. And, congratulations to, I can't remember if it's Mike or Matt LaFleur, offensive coordinator LaFleur, on actually making a game plan that fits his young quarterback. And obviously they did their best to exclude Denzel Mims from the game, and they succeeded. But I will say this, you don't have to hear shit about it when you win.
Yeah.
When your quarterback throws for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns and you win the fucking game, nobody can say a fucking word to you about anybody playing. You won. I got no complaints. What am I going to say? You should have got the guy involved. It doesn't make a difference. You won. That just win, baby. Right? Al Davis taught us all. Just win, baby. Yeah. So I'm happy about that. Rook, talk to us about the Giants and how they accidentally won.
I don't know if it was an accident, but let me tell you something. Hell has frozen over. Daniel Jones won NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. And I'm shocked by it. Actually, no, he played really good. I think he actually threw 400. Was it 400 yards? I don't know. He threw a ton of yards.
40 passes? 50 passes?
He threw a lot of passes. And he had
like 50 completions, 400 yards.
Barkley can't run the ball anymore?
And he had actually, you're wrong, because Saquon Barkley had a great game week. So suck it, team.
Yeah, what's a great game?
Who'd they play?
He had 2 touchdowns, and he had that long reception.
Oh, they played the Saints, right?
A reception. What did he do out of the backfield for rushing?
He had a great reception.
Yeah, thank you.
But he's back. Okay, actually, he hit a rushing touchdown to win the game.
From how far out?
It was 6 yards out. No, 7 yards out.
Oh, great.
And he fought his way. He got that touchdown, win the game. So Saquon Barkley's back officially. The Giants are officially back. They're 1-3. In a shitty division. They have a chance right now to go into Dallas, win the game, and this is my finger pointing at them. You go into Dallas and you win that goddamn game.
They're not.
And everyone forget about the 0-3.
They're not going to win that game.
They're not going to.
What kind of money are you willing to put on this? Because I'm thinking they're going to go 2-9.
I still don't.
2-9 for first 11 games. 2-9.
Honestly, I would have been against it, but
you know how I feel about what you just said about them going into Dallas and beating the Cowboys in Dallas.
Laugh.
There's a video of a cop arresting a midget in Las Vegas, and the midget's jacked, and he's got handcuffs behind his back, and he's like high or drunk or something, and he's like, I can break these cuffs, and the cop's like, you can't break those cuffs. So you're the midget saying the Giants can beat Dallas and Dallas, and I'm like, you can't. They're not going to beat Dallas and Dallas.
No, they're not. I'm just being very.
Jerry Jones will turn the lights out before they do that. There's a switch right next to that old son of a bitch. He's like, yep, fuck it.
Oh, but you got to love Jerry.
Hey, it was a solid game. We had the Giants and the Jets both winning. We get off the snide. We don't have to worry about being 0-4. Ruin our chances at draft pick. The Jags will take that because they're 0-4. It was actually fun to watch. It was fun to celebrate an OT win.
It was fun to watch. You had fun, T. I didn't have fun.
Watching the Giant game?
Watching the Jets game.
Well, that was you guys. I'm talking about for me. It was fun watching because they were.
See, that's the difference between Jets fans and Giants fans. You went into overtime going, we can win this game. We went into overtime going, did we lose yet?
So, no, I also think with Daniel Jones, another thing was he had that 2-point conversion run. That was a solid run to get that into the within 3 points. So later on, all they needed was a field goal to tie the game, bring it to OT. He had a great game. Now, listen, I give Daniel Jones a lot of shit. I don't really like him, but that was a good game by him.
Now, here's my question for you. Do you think I didn't watch that game? I was out, and I happened to catch the Jets game because it was on at the bar I was at. Went to the Third Avenue Feast or Fair. Do you think that the Saints hurt themselves playing Taysom Hill?
Taysom Hill can go fuck, and this is why. I have Alvin Kamara.
Does he owe you money?
Fantasy. No, I have Alvin Kamara in fantasy, and I lose out on red zone touches because they put Taysom Hill in. He gets 2 rushing touchdowns. Alvin Kamara only gets me 9 to 10 points because he's only rushing the ball now. You basically took out one of your best weapons to put in fucking Taysom Hill because he's making like $30 million a year being a backup quarterback. Like, it's frustrating. But I don't know. I think it hurts. I think it hurts their team, but whatever. I don't know. I'm not really a Saints fan. I don't really care. I don't really pay attention to them. But I don't like Taysom Hill because of that vulturing of Kamara.
Okay. So I always think it's a problem when there's some sort of gadget player that takes away from the starting quarterback. We saw that with Tim Tebow on the Jets. It's not a good thing to have a gadget player where you're sitting your starter down and your starter has to sit there and wonder like, oh shit, at any given moment, they're just going to sit me down so that they can play this guy who really doesn't play my position that great, but he's going to take reps away from me. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Especially in the red zone.
And saying that, let's move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars and the I don't even know what to call it. The Jets are a circus, and Trevor Lawrence should avoid the Jets at all costs. But luckily, he is on the most functional franchise in sports, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Rook, talk to me about your team.
Yeah, so I actually wanted to go through this because we had the Urban Meyer's Jaguars career run. So he hired Chris Doyle as a team director of sports performance.
Hey, real quick, is that a relative of yours?
Yeah.
If he kicks up some money to New York, sure.
No, you don't want to. What do you want to be relative to the next line? He was accused of making racist comments and then had to be fired immediately.
He didn't get fired. He resigned.
Oh, he resigned. Sorry, he resigned. Then signed Tim Tebow as a tight end. That's just a joke. They drafted a running back in the first round.
But you loved that shit when they brought Tebow in as a tight end. I was the only one on this show that said that was a fucking mistake. All right. I was the only one on this show. Look at me right now. The both of you two motherfuckers. I was the only one on this show that said, fuck Tim Tebow. Both of you two were like this. Oh, I fucking love Tebow.
No, it's because you hate Jesus. It's because you hate Jesus.
No, that was wrong. We were making fun of you because you hate Tim Tebow, the man. Did we think that bringing him in as a tight end was terrible? Yes.
You guys were like, it's no big deal.
It's not a big deal to bring somebody in for a tryout.
Apparently it is, because now they're using it against him as reasons he should be fired as head coach.
Well, listen to the rest of the league. I'm only been 2 points in. Like there's 10 more bullets. He drafted a running back, Travis Etienne, in the first round when they already have a really good running back in James Robinson. He openly admitted that he was hoping to draft Kadarius Toney, but then used the pick to use on Travis Etienne. He told reporters that they cut players due to their vaccination status, which launched an NFLPA investigation. He then cut Trevor Lawrence's reps in half all offseason, saying there was an open competition for the starting QB job at Minshew, and then
gadget player.
Then traded Minshew for a 6th-round pick. So he wasted basically Trevor Lawrence's reps during the whole entire the preseason. Then he traded away last year's number 9 overall pick. I think that was a corner.
That was the most egregious.
Then the Jaguars obviously started 0-4. Then this past week 4, which is where it gets spicy, he didn't travel with the team. after the loss to the Bengals, which is a very, it was actually a good game, 24-21 they lost. Then he goes viral for the inappropriate touching.
Tight end of the tight end?
Tight end of the young girl. It was like, inappropriate touching, Urban Meyer.
Thumb in the ass, 15 yards.
Yes.
Divorce, 50% of your shit.
Yes. That was an incredible tweet, TJ. And then while his wife was at home watching the grand, like this just gets worse. Then my favorite part is that he apologized, and then he says, "Well, it was inappropriate, but I should have took care of myself, not doing those things. Those people came to me. I wasn't involved in it." Then the video comes out of him putting the finger in the butt. Then it's like, yeah, now I really have to apologize. Actually, I wanted that attention. Then he canceled a meeting this Monday, the team meeting this Monday, as he dealt with the backlash for the viral videos. The team didn't get to meet at all. Then he only apologized to certain position groups first, not the entire team. And the entire team was basically laughing at him behind his back. And then the Jaguars owner releases a statement that Fire must regain our respect. He still can't get fired. And then today, the Jaguars defensive team got together, defensive unit. They got all their hands together and said, grind on 3. 1, 2, 3, grind. And they're all hysterical laughing. So he's a complete joke. And that 5 minutes that I spent on Urban Meyer was just, he's only been around for a couple months. This guy wants to get fired. He wants to do
The Jets are a circus, though. And Trevor Lawrence should avoid them at all costs.
He wants to get fired so bad. He's like one of those guys that just keeps fucking up. Like the movie Ted, when Ted's trying to get fired, and the guy's like,
"They keep promoting him.
I'm giving you a raise," and he's like, "What the fuck?"
That took guts.
Yeah, that took guts.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. I mean, if he gets fired, he gets to keep his salary, right?
Yeah, but he really wants it. I mean, I guess they and also the first week they lost one game, and that week they were like, "Hey, Urban Meyer, do you want the USC job?" And in the media, and it's like he's only 0-1. Like he just started the season, and they're already talking about how he's going to leave the Jaguars to go play at USC, which is just, I don't know. It's just a shit show. The team's a shit show. They got some good players. Trevor Lawrence is learning, but he's getting better a little bit. James Robinson's a good player. They lost DJ Chark for the year, so that kind of sucks. But I mean, listen, it's the Jaguars. They're not going to get any better in there.
You think 0-17 is on the table?
100%, I do. Especially the way they're
making history, baby.
They don't like Urban Meyer. They don't want to play for him. They just fucking did grind on 3 to make fun of their head coach. Do you think they want to play for him? I don't think they
know what, though? I'll say this. And I realize that on our show, we say, I'll say this a lot. If you remember, obviously 10 years ago, Rex Ryan with the whole foot fetish thing, the players never made fun of him. But that's the difference between having respect and not having respect.
Well, on top of that is you can have whatever fetish you want between you and your wife. That's your business.
And that's too. And it's one of those things where what I think what loses the most respect from the players, and I understand this 100%, is he told them, "I'm not flying back with you so I can spend time with my family."
Yes.
Then they catch him and he's out trying to bang fucking co-eds. All right. Then he cancels practice on Monday. All right. If that were a player that did the same thing, you'd be suspended and fined.
Yeah. Gone.
And that's where you lose respect.
You'd probably be gone if you ditch the practice and then a viral video comes out of you fucking not flying with the team because you made whatever excuse and then you're out partying.
To go bang bitches.
Gone.
You know what I mean? You may not be gone. Trevor Lawrence isn't gone, but he's going to have to make a public apology to the team.
He did it today, and they all laughed at him.
Of course. I mean,
you should laugh at him
because you're supposed to be. It's like the absentee father.
Yeah.
You know, and then the guy comes back when you're 18 years old and tries to tell you what to do. I'm your dad. Oh, no, the fuck you're not. You ain't been here this whole time.
How can you be a head coach and try to hold your players accountable for anything when you can't even hold yourself accountable for fucking nonsense? Yeah. They're like common sense shit that like, hey, buddy, if you're out at a public place, you're gonna get videotaped. You're Urban fucking Meyer.
But yeah, the Jets are a circus, and everybody should avoid them.
That dumb?
Obviously, the Jacksonville Jaguars are a far better destination for Trevor Lawrence.
Can I also say 2 funny memes that came out this weekend about the Jags?
Yeah, please.
One, it was that Urban Meyer, the girl grind on him, was just Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence getting closer, like trying to work out their chemistry. And the other one was that there's a picture of Trevor Lawrence saying that he looks like a mixture if Carmelo Soprano and Furio had a child, and they look yeah, exactly. That's the same look I had. I was like, oh my god, they look exactly alike. He looks like he would be their child, 100%. Furio and Carmelo, it's great. It's hilarious.
God,
yeah,
wow.
Lose mind.
Wow, I don't even know what to do with that. Right, I saw the many scenes of Newark this weekend, and I'm just fucking. My mind is blown right now. I don't even know what to do with it. All right. What do you guys think about this week coming up? How do you feel about your teams? I think the Jets are going to win. It's an early morning game on Sunday. I think the Jets are going to
win. London game, huh?
You sound like you're from London. Yeah, they're playing in London against the Falcons.
I hate that shit.
I forgot the game's in London. Fuck, and I picked the Falcons -3. Fuck.
Dude, I'm so done with this London shit. Either give them a fucking team or stop wasting everybody's time.
Yeah, I agree. It is cool to watch football at 9 a.m. though.
I did like when they played baseball in London. That was kind of cool.
Oh, that was cool. I like that too.
I liked it better than Japan.
Yeah,
no, Japan's great. Japan is a baseball
Japan. The game's on at fucking 2:00 in the morning. You crack baby.
Japan is the baseball country though.
It really isn't. Go to like Mexico. They play baseball all the fucking time.
Dude, Japan is a baseball.
Japan is like the Nintendo country. They play Nintendo a lot. They play Dance Dance Revolution in Japan.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Chargers Seahawks tomorrow night. I always like the NFC West games. I was actually surprised how fucking manhandled the Cardinals took to the Rams.
I hope that fucking Matthew Stafford rapes fucking Jamal Adams. I probably shouldn't have taken him fucking to throw less than 40-yard passes because I forgot who's in that defensive secondary. There is no strong safety out there. So yeah, he's just gonna fucking throw to where Jamal Adams is, and he's gonna have 50-yard passes all night.
Other good games. I don't look at the board. I don't actually think there's that many that good games.
How do you feel about your Giants this weekend? You think they're gonna win, don't you?
I do because I'm stupid. I got sucked in after last week and the NFC offensive part of the week.
I'm pretty sure the Cowboys are up there as far as hot team.
Yeah, they are. But they're not going to win. But also like the 49ers Cardinals game. That should be fun. And then Sunday night, Bills Chiefs AFC Championship matchup. And I think the Bills are a lot better this year than they were last year when they faced off against the Chiefs. So I think
the Chiefs are going to slap them around like redheaded step.
Dude, I don't think the Chiefs look good at all compared to how they're usually pretty composed and light up the scoreboard.
Yeah, I kind of like the Bills winning that game. It would actually be really interesting. But the Monday night game sucks. Ravens Colts. No one cares.
It's the Battle of Baltimore, man.
I'm like, technically yes. I'm like, this is me doing the Jay Sherman again from The Critic.
It stinks.
Sucks. It stinks.
Anything else? Last thing before we go, because we're getting a little long in the tooth here. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder this weekend. Fury Wilder 3, guys. Who do you got?
I got Tyson Fury.
I like Wilder.
Do you? Okay. Tiebreaker. The pressure's on, and the survey says you're dead. No, it's going to be Tyson Fury. Back-to-back W's against Deontay Wilder. After the last fight where he made his ear bleed on the inside, I was like, that's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. What I really want to see, though, is Fury versus Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
If that fight ever fucking happens. We've only been waiting 3 years for it, but whatever.
We waited how long for this one? This was supposed to be in August.
Yeah, this is 3, though.
No, I understand that.
I'm waiting for Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury 1.
Yeah, I know.
You know, so, I mean,
I know.
COVID fucked this up a little bit. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to that fight. Should be a good one. Well, I guess we'll find out on Saturday night on ESPN Plus. But you got to pay extras for it.
You got to pay extra for it.
You got to pay an extra. You got to pay the pay-per-view fine. Yeah. For even though you're paying for ESPN Plus, which I don't get, but whatever.
You pay $70 for the one pay.
Sorry. Verizon hooking it up. Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, free.
Yeah, but you still have to pay for the fight.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying.
Then why are you still using my Netflix, scumbag?
Yeah.
Because it's free.
All right. I think that's it from us over here at the Scoreboard Addicts podcast. Thanks for spending time with us. We appreciate it. Go Jets, go Giants, go Rangers, go Knicks. Fuck the Bills. Have a great week.
Stay rock.